So I've done plenty of discussions regarding Boruto Uzumaki. Will he get the Byakugan? Will he get the Tenseigan? I think he's going to get the Byakugan. I'm not so sure if he's going to get the Tenseigan. However, if he wants to surpass his father Naruto, which of course he has stated in Boruto Naruto the movie that he did want to surpass his father, they're going to have to give him the Tenseigan. There's going to be no other way for him to actually do that. And with all of the Otsutsuki intervention after the Kaguya arc, and I'm talking about Doneri and Naruto the Last, I'm talking Hyuga lineage being an outs to gaining the Tenseigan over time, I'm talking about Mitsuki's potential relationship to Toneri or the Otsutsuki clan in general. Yeah, the so-called wielders of the Tenseigan, they're going to be involved. But anyways, enough of Boruto. Let's talk about Sarada. What is going to be her pathway to potentially challenging and competing with Boruto? And I mean, she wants to become an S-rank Kage ninja. She wants to become the Hokage of the Hidden Lee Village. And you can't really become the Hokage unless you show both physical and mental traits that nominates you that position. To do that, she's going to have to compete with Boruto Uzumaki. Maybe she'll possibly be the greatest kunoichi to ever live, surpassing Sakura, her mother, surpassing the great fighter and medic Tsunade, not so great gambler that was a great asset to the Hidden Lee Village in the early wars that eventually sustained its survival. And I mean, by no means do females lack power in the Naruto series. You have the Mizukage, who's a Kage, S-rank shinobi, leads the entire Hidden Mist Village. She is literally the Jesus or the Mother Mary of the fucking Naruto universe. So all of that aside, will Sarada get to that level? Will Sarada become an S-rank kunoichi? Obviously, but this video serves as a discussion to the path that Sarada can take to attaining power. So the Mangekyo Sharingan, that is step one. That is what we are going to be addressing in this video. Can she get it? How is she gonna potentially get it? Will this be the answer to all of her strength that she will attain to eventually reach the Hokage destination? Like, she already has better chakra control than Sakura's ever had, and she displayed that in Sarada Spring Special where she was knocking out all of the fucking Shin clones. I mean, her punch literally caused an earthquake. Sakura has some strength, but the strength was definitely not on that level at that point in time. I'd go as far as to say that Sarada has the strength that Sakura had at the beginning of part 2 when she was fighting Sasori. Maybe not the strategy, maybe not the medical expertise, for sure. I am not arguing that, but of course, you can make up for that with the Sharingan. So Sarada, probably in a few months of the new series, is going to completely surpass her mother. Double 4, even Boruto Naruto, the movie version of Sakura? Yeah, probably. I mean, what do you want me to fucking say? Probably. So for starters, the Mangekyo Sharingan, can she actually unlock it? Because remember, not everybody can actually unlock the MS. There's actually a lot of debate in regards to the process because it's very vague. It seems like every individual has their own little route to actually getting the MS, and some people can't do it despite their skills. Though it's safe to say that she'll have the ability to actually do it. I mean, she's the daughter of Sasuke, for fuck's sake. At the end of the day, Sasuke has a special Tomoe Rinnegan. The ability to distort space and time, and if she has any potential of competing with Boruto, she needs the MS. There is no other way around it. She cannot just have the Sharingan. The Sharingan is basic as fuck. Every Uchiha pretty much has the Sharingan, or at least the majority of them do. And yes, she has increased agility and reaction time, a higher level of perception. She's able to counter fucking genjutsus and shit. There are things that she can do with the Sharingan for sure. Nowhere near enough to even get to Hokage challenge Boruto, become the greatest kunoichi ever. None of that shit can happen with the Sharingan alone. Aside, does she have the potential to unlock MS? I mean, let's really be honest here. The answer is fucking yes. Now that we've gotten this far and she has the Sharingan and she has the potential to unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, well, what do you actually need to unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan? Tragedy. Something no good happening. There was a requirement in part 1 to kill your closest relative or your loved one, the one that'd really scar your heart deep. It is the character with the Sharingan witnessing the death of somebody pretty fucking close. Obito had witnessed Rin's death on the battlefield. Itachi had witnessed his best friend Shisui committing fucking suicide. Sasuke, you know, lost his brother. We don't know how Madara and Izuna awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan, but it was most likely through death and tragedy. I mean, they lived in a wartime. You know, they lived when people were fucking slaughtering each other left and right. There was big fucking battles between giant ass clans. There was no village yet, so you'd imagine that Madara and Izuna probably had somebody close that just died. You know, we don't know who that is exactly. However, again, tragedy. And so whereas with the Sharingan and Byakugan, it's strictly emotional, which is why why Himawari unlocked the Byakugan because of a fucking teddy bear, which is why Sarada unlocked the Sharingan because of the thought of actually meeting her father. She was disappointed, of course, because her father appeared to be a cold and ruthless fuck. Either way, with all of her mommy problems, with the fact that her mom wasn't showing her love, with the fact that she didn't know who her father was, it all culminated together, and then upon the thought of her thinking about her father, she actually unlocked the eyes. A little weird, of course. I mean, there is no Mangekyo Byakugan to really prove that point in regards to the Byakugan. At the same time, tragedy could be something very emotional, which is why Itachi unlocked the Sharingan, we find out in Itachi Hinden when he witnesses his teammate actually dying at the hands of fucking Toby. Fuck you, Obito, committing natural selection and shit off screen. Not cool, yo. So Sarada's going to have to experience some sort of tragedy to get the Mangekyo Sharingan. She's probably not going to do it via experimentation. You know, the same way that Shin Uchiha got the Mangekyo Sharingan. She's not going to be going to fucking Orochimaru's labs, and Orochimaru's going to create her a fake fox-ass fucking MS. Although anything is fucking possible with Orochimaru, and he could probably replicate a bunch of eyes. In fact, Sarada knows where Orochimaru's whereabouts are. Yeah, it's possible, but I think she's going to unlock it naturally. And here's the thing with Sarada. If she awakened the Sharingan with a thought, I think that she could possibly unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan with less of a tragedy. Meaning it's possible that something a lot less extreme would happen in the Naruto world that would actually force Sarada to unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan. And I know some people are going to call it ass pull immediately when that happens, but the writer of this story could slide through with that. I don't know if Kishimoto would be cool with an ass pull like that, but again, it could happen, and it would be somewhat explainable because we don't know the exact definition that, you know, somebody has to fucking go through to unlock the MS. Whereas we know something tragic has to happen. The only thing I could really think of in regards to death is maybe Chocho gets depressed. Possibly, you know, Sarada and Chocho are really good friends. Maybe, you know, Chocho gets really depressed over body image and she hangs herself somewhere, but I don't really know if that would do it. Like, I don't know if Chocho's worth is enough to actually, you know, unlock the MS. Maybe Chocho gets really hot and the Hidden Clad Village wants her as a wife for Omoy. I don't know, something like that could happen. Then they kidnap her, turn her into a tailed beast, and then Sarada is forced to kill her on a mission. That shit would be tragic. Of course, that's exactly what happened with Rin Kakashi and Obito. The only death I could really think of is Sasuke. Sasuke is a wandering shinobi. He has, you know, gone on a journey to repent for his sins. He wanted to carry the entire burden on his fucking back. Either way, Sasuke does not live in the village, and he lives a more dangerous lifestyle than everybody else. And in a very similar fashion to how Momoshiki and Kinshiki attacked the Hidden Leaf Village, specifically the Chunin exams, and Naruto had to sacrifice himself, there will be possible enemies throughout the series. Of course, there's going to be antagonists that try to make it inside of the Hidden Leaf Village and do terrible shit. Sasuke will body bag him, but maybe an enemy becomes too strong. Maybe an enemy outsmarts him. I don't know how that's possible, but it is possible. And when that happens, like, of course, maybe Sarada will see it. She'll eventually find out that her father died. She loves her father despite how much love Sasuke really shows Sarada, and that would absolutely lead Sarada to the MS. That's the only thing I could really think of. That's if Kishimoto and the writers decide to tank Sasuke, and I don't really know if they're going to do that because Sasuke is a very popular character. I mean, today, there is still debates about Naruto versus Sasuke, so I don't know if they're going to completely tank Sasuke. And of course, Kishimoto's biggest inspiration, Akira Toriyama, you know, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, writes his story in a very different way. You've got assurance that every character is going to survive because of the Dragon Balls, and you've got younger and younger generations unlocking really powerful forms, for instance, Goten and Super Saiyan. If Kishimoto and Shonen Jump knows anything about anything, they are going to keep Sasuke alive, although it's possible and it would end up, you know, leading Sarada to the MS. And they could pull a fast one on us. I explained how Sarada has a shorter fuse, how something less tragic needs to happen to really change her emotionally. Well, she's on a team with Boruto and Mitsuki, for fuck's sake. Maybe Mitsuki can die, you know, maybe he's gonna get crushed by a boulder, maybe there's going to be villages at war again, and, you know, maybe Mitsuki's gonna get crushed by a boulder. You know, that can happen. I know Mitsuki's going to be the Sasuke of this team. Mitsuki is probably going to be the second in line after Boruto in terms of strength. So she's going to have to continuously compete with those two, and maybe she's going to compete with Boruto. She gets, you know, really behind, she gets really emotional, and maybe that would actually lead her to unlocking the Mangekyo Sharingan, because if she can have a thought and unlock the Sharingan, maybe all she needs is something not so tragic happening in the real world for her to unlock the Mangekyo. I know that seems a little bit weird. Regardless of what, she is going to get the MS, whether that be through something a little bit tragic like death, whether that be something through a little less tragic, like maybe a more emotional thought. Maybe she's competing with Boruto and she keeps slipping up. Maybe she will end up getting it through experimentation. She is going to get it. Will it be enough for her to eventually surpass Boruto, for her to compete with Boruto with all of the things that Boruto is going to attain? Will it fucking make her Hokage? The answer is no though, but it is a step in the right direction. And 100% her Mangekyo Sharingan is going to have to be a unique one. It can't be that Tsukuyomi fucking Suzuno Amaterasu package. It's gotta be the Kamui Dimension Komo Amatsukami package. And the reason for that is, yes, Suzuno Amaterasu Tsukuyomi is incredibly strong. I mean, every viable Uchiha has had a version of Suzuno, and I mean, every viable Uchiha has pretty much used Amaterasu in some form. Of course, the likes of Madara never really even showed most of his abilities. However, Sarada's going to have a unique ability because, yo, Boruto's going to be countering all of them old techniques, son. Like, Boruto will easily counter a Suzuno and Amaterasu. He'd never let an Amaterasu fucking hit him, for fuck's sake. Even Genjutsu. I don't think Sarada's going to be a Genjutsu user. She's going to have a unique MS ability.